Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're stripping away, that Hollywood version of Wall Street.
Right.
Forget the guys in fancy suits, the client dinners, all of that.
We're not talking about that world.
No, we're going to the basement, so to
Mhm.
speak. We're talking about proprietary trading.
Prop trading, yeah. It's a term a lot of people have heard, but I think very few people actually get what it is.
Exactly. And our guide for this is basically The Bible for This World, One Good Trade by Mike Bellafiore.
He's the co-founder of SMB Capital, which is a legendary prop firm.
And the setting here is so important. He's writing about the firm during, of all times, 2008.
Which was, not exactly a quiet year for the markets.
Understatement of the century. You have the entire global financial system just imploding.
Panic everywhere. People's 401ks are just getting destroyed.
But inside his firm, they're hiring. Some of his traders are having the best years of their entire careers.
And that's the hook, isn't it? While the world of investing was on fire, the world of trading was, in a way, just thriving on all that chaos.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're not here to give you stock tips.
Okay.
We want to unpack the psychology of what it takes to survive in a place where you literally eat what you kill.
And where, 80 to 90% of people just fail completely? They wash out?
It's an insane failure rate. So let's start with the title, because it really sums up the whole philosophy. One good trade.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I first heard that, I assumed a good trade is, a profitable one. You buy low, you sell high, you make money. Simple, right?
That's what everyone thinks. But Bellafiore just flips that idea completely on its head. And this is, I think, the single hardest thing for new traders to understand.
Which is what?
A good trade, in his world, has absolutely nothing to do with whether you made or lost money on it.
Okay, that sounds like a total paradox. How can a trade where I lose money possibly be good?
Because the market is all about probabilities. It's not deterministic.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it like poker. You can have a terrible hand, say a 2 and a 7.
Garbage hand.
Total garbage. And you can go all in, get incredibly lucky on the river, and win a huge pot.
Okay.
In Bellafiore's mind, that was a bad trade.
Yeah.
You just got rewarded for being reckless.
Right, because you can't repeat luck. If you keep doing that, eventually the odds just crush you.
Exactly. It's like driving home drunk and not crashing. Just because you made it home doesn't mean it was a good decision.
Okay, so what's the other side of that?
The other side is you can do everything perfectly. You have the right setup, you manage your risk, you enter at the perfect time, and then some random tweet comes out or a huge fund dumps its shares and you lose money.
That feels awful.
It does. But Bellafiore says that was a good trade.
Because you followed the plan. You detached the process from the outcome.
100%. If you tie your self-worth to your daily P&L, your profit and loss, you're going to be an emotional train wreck. The market is just too random day to day.
So the only thing you can judge is, did I do what I was supposed to do?
Did I follow my rules?
That's so hard to do when, your actual money is on the line.
It's completely unnatural. We're wired to be results-driven.
Right.
You touch a hot stove, you get burned, you don't do it again.
Right.
But in trading, you can do the right thing and still get burned. And that's why the psychological burnout is so high. You have to literally rewire your brain.
So SMB Capital, his firm, they have a framework for this. The 7 principles, we don't need to go through all of them, but one thing stood out.
What's that?
The distinction he makes between being a trader and an investor.
Oh, this is critical. He says you have to know which game you're playing.
Because people mix them up all the time. What's the real difference on the trading floor?
It's all about time frame and inventory. An investor is buying a piece of a business.
Okay.
If you love Apple and the stock drops 10%, maybe you buy more. You think, in 5 years, the company's solid, it'll be worth more. You're long the company.
You believe in the fundamentals.
Exactly.
Huh.
A prop trader. They have zero loyalty to Apple, the company. They are long the price movement for the next 10 minutes or 10 hours.
So they're just exploiting a short-term imbalance in supply and demand.
That's all it is. And if that trade goes against them, they don't sit there and say, oh, it'll come back. They're out instantly.
He has a name for that in the book, the hold and hope strategy.
Yeah, and he calls it the kiss of death. The second a trader who's losing money says, well, I guess I'm a long-term investor in this now.
That's it. It's over.
That's when you blow up your account. You have to be ruthless. You're a merchant of stocks, not a collector.
Let's talk about the people who do this. The book is just filled with these archetypes of success and failure. And he says the trading floor is a pure meritocracy.
It really is. The ultimate performance sport. The market does not care where you went to school.
Or who you know.
Nope. And just like in sports, talent alone is, well, it's not enough.
So let's start with a success story. A guy they called Moneymaker.
Yeah. Subtle?
No pressure with a nickname like that. But his background wasn't math. It was golf. He was a competitive golfer. Why does that translate?
Well, think about the mindset of a golfer. It's a game you play against yourself.
Right.
You hit a terrible shot into the trees. You feel that flash of anger, frustration. But if you carry that emotion to your next shot,
You're going to mess up the next one, too. You spiral.
you spiral. You need a short memory, a selective one. And Moneymaker treated trading like an elite athlete. He had routines, he had drills, he reviewed his tape.
Like a quarterback watching game film.
Exactly. He took the emotion out of it. He could lose a ton of money in the morning, go get lunch, come back, and be completely reset for the afternoon.
Now, contrast that with the real tragedy in the book, a guy he calls the genius boy.
Oh, this story is a cautionary tale for everyone.
This kid has everything on paper. Ivy League, genius-level IQ, perfect test scores. In any other job, he'd be a star, but on the trading floor, he just gets annihilated.
And it's because he thought he could outsmart the market.
How is being too smart a problem?
Because in school, if you're smart and you study, there's a right answer. You find it, you get an A. The market doesn't care about the right answer.
The market can be irrational.
It can stay irrational way longer than you can stay solvent. So he would put on a trade based on his brilliant model, stock would go against him, and he would just argue with the price on the screen.
He'd insist the market was wrong.
Yes, he wanted to be right more than he wanted to make money. His ego was his biggest liability.
So the market is the ultimate boss. It just punishes that kind of arrogance.
Instantly. He couldn't accept that the dumb market could beat his smart idea, so he held his losers until he had nothing left.
There are a couple of other quick archetypes worth mentioning. The butcher and Crazy Max.
Right. The butcher is the grinder. He's the first one in, last one out. Works incredibly hard.
But
But he lacked that passion, that feel. He was just going through the motions. You can't just grind your way to success. You need a little bit of instinct.
and Crazy Max was the opposite.
All instinct, no discipline. The kind of guy who's up till 4 in the morning playing video games, rolls in, late, but he's so talented he can make money anyway.
But that can't last.
No, it's not sustainable. The market changes, he hits a bad streak, and he has no foundation, no work ethic to fall back on.
So you need the work ethic of the butcher, the talent of Max, and the cool head of Moneymaker.
It's a very, very rare mix of traits.
Okay, let's get into the weeds a little. We have the psychology down. But what are they actually doing? The book talks a lot about stocks in play.
This is such a great concept. A lot of retail traders, they pick a favorite stock. I trade Tesla, or I'm an Apple guy. Bellafiore says that's a huge mistake
Why?
because you are only as good as the stock you trade.
Meaning you have to go where the game is being played.
He uses a basketball analogy. You can't score points from the parking lot. You have to be on the court. And in trading, the court is any stock with fresh news.
So, like earnings reports, FDA announcements, a scandal.
Anything that brings in massive volume and emotion.
Why not just trade a quiet, stable company? Isn't that safer?
It's safer, but you can't make a living. Traders need volatility. They need movement. If a stock is flat all day, there's no opportunity. You want to be where the emotions are highest.
So once you're in that chaotic environment, how do you even read it? This is where he gets into reading the tape.
Yeah.
For people who just look at charts, what is the tape?
The tape, or level 2, is the raw order flow. It's like a chart tells you the history of prices. The tape shows you the auction happening right now.
You see the bids and the asks in real time.
You see the people in the room shouting their orders. I'll buy 500 shares at $10. I'll sell 1,000 at $10 or 5.
Okay, so it's much more immediate than a chart.
Way more. A chart is a lagging indicator. It shows you what has happened. The tape shows you intent. It shows you what is happening right now.
So give me an example. What's something you'd see on the tape that you would totally miss on a chart?
The classic one is called a held bid.
Huh?
Let's say a stock is tanking. It's falling fast, and it hits $50. On a chart, you just see the price touch 50.
Just a line on a graph.
But on the tape, a trader sees thousands of sell orders hitting the market at $50.
So people are panic selling.
Huge red prints, just flooding the screen.
Yeah.
But the price isn't dropping to $49.99. It's just stuck at $50.
Someone is absorbing all those sell orders.
Exactly. Some huge institution, a whale, is just sitting there with a giant basket buying everything thrown at them at that $50 level.
And that tells you.
That tells a trader the selling is exhausted.
Yeah.
There is a massive committed buyer right here. and that's often a signal to buy.
And you would never see that battle on a normal chart.
Nope. By the time the chart prints a reversal candle, the best part of the move is already over. Reading the tape is how a human finds the footprints of the big money.
It sounds incredibly intense, though, just staring at scrolling numbers all day.
It is. It takes immense focus. And it brings us to the next big point in the book, adaptation.
Because the game is always changing.
Adapt or die. That is the one constant rule.
Mm.
And he talks about this huge change in the market called decimalization.
Yeah, the metric system shift. It sounds boring, but he says it ended careers.
Oh, destroyed them. Before the early 2000s, stocks traded in fractions, like 1/8 of a dollar, 1/16.
Right.
So the spread, the gap between the buy and sell price, was pretty wide. A lot of traders just made a living scalping that spread. They were like middlemen.
And then everything switched to pennies.
And the spread just collapsed to almost nothing.
Yeah.
That easy money vanished overnight. The guys who only knew how to do that one thing, they went extinct. You had to learn how to actually predict direction.
There's that story about Mr. Discipline. That one was tough to read.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
He's a veteran trader, super consistent. But then 2008 happens, the market goes insane, and he sits on his hand.
He was a prisoner of his own rules.
Mm.
He saw these bank stocks moving 20, 30 points in a day, and he just said, this is too risky. This isn't my model.
While the younger traders around him are having the Super Bowl of trading.
He couldn't adapt. His rigid idea of discipline actually kept him from the single biggest opportunity of his lifetime. Sometimes discipline is knowing when the game has changed.
So how do you develop that judgment? Bellafiore has this formula for it, for the learning curve. 10x equals x.
I love this formula. It's the ultimate anti-get-rich-quick idea.
So what is it?
In the beginning, you have to put in 10 units of effort to get 1 unit of reward.
Okay.
You study for 10 hours to find one good trade. You review your tape all weekend to fix one tiny mistake.
But the culture now, especially with new traders, they expect 1 unit of effort to get them 10 units of reward right away.
Immediately. They see a senior trader make 20 grand in 5 minutes and they think, I can do that.
They don't see the years of 10x equals x that went into building that skill.
Exactly. They want the highlight reel, not the thousands of hours of practice.
It's the tuition you have to pay the market.
And it is expensive tuition. But if you pay it, eventually you get to trade like a cheetah.
The cheetah mindset. This was a great metaphor for patience.
Right. The cheetah is the fastest animal out there. It could, in theory, chase down any gazelle it sees. But if it did that,
It would just burn out. It would die of exhaustion.
it has to conserve its energy. It waits. It stalks. It looks for the weak one, the injured one, the easy kill.
And that's how a trader should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Overtrading is a killer. You shouldn't be trading all day. You should be the cheetah, waiting for that perfect setup, the A-plus trade that's almost easy.
But even the cheetah misses sometimes. And when you lose, it's real money. The book talks about the trader's mind.
This is all about taking ownership.
Yeah.
When you lose money, your first instinct is to blame something else.
Oh, yeah. The Fed did this. A news story came out. The market's rigged.
Exactly. It's a defense mechanism. But Bellafiore forces his traders to say, the trader is mine. The loss is mine. It is my fault.
That's a lot to put on yourself.
It is, but it's the only way you get better. If it's the Fed's fault, you can't fix the Fed. If it's your fault, you can fix your process.
And then you have to deal with the check, the psychological cost of that loss.
He compares it to a closing pitcher in baseball. You come in, bases loaded, you give up a grand slam, you lose the game.
You feel terrible.
Physically sick. But you have to go out and pitch again tomorrow.
You can't be scared to throw the ball.
You have to delete the emotion of the loss, but keep the lesson from it. If you carry that fear into the next day, you'll hesitate. And in this game, hesitation is death.
It just completely shatters that idea of trading as like a casino. It's so much more like being an elite athlete.
It is. It's a performance sport that requires just an insane level of discipline and adaptability.
So as we wrap up, let's bring it back to the listener. Most of us aren't prop traders,
Right.
but this core idea of one good trade, of valuing the process over the outcome, that feels universal.
It absolutely is. You can ask yourself that in any job. Are you judging yourself based on the praise you get or the money? Or are you judging yourself based on the quality of your work, your decisions?
Because you can't always control the result, but you can control the prep, the effort.
And if you focus on making good trades, on a good process, the results tend to follow over time.
I want to leave everyone with one last thought from this deep dive. He describes the market as a truth serum.
It finds out who you really are.
If you're undisciplined in your life, if you procrastinate, if your ego is out of control, the market will find that flaw.
And it will exploit it and take your money. You can't hide from yourself on the trading floor. So, to become a better trader, you often have to start by becoming a better person.
A sobering thought. Remember, you can be right or you can make money. You can't always be both. Thanks for diving deep with us.
See you next time.